Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, race fans, for some dirt racing here tonight. Should be a great race. Right now we have 18 drivers that have parked their haulers here in the infield at Eldora Speedway, the iconic Eldora Speedway, for race number 1 of dirt racing here tonight. We'll talk about the other one here in the near future, but right now it is time, of course, to introduce our second chair here, who is sometimes lead, but tonight I was bestowed that honor. That is going to be none other than Nolan Ripple. Nolan, welcome once again to the booth here at Eldora.
It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful race here at the Eldora Speedway. Let me tell you what, these trucks, well, I think I can say from first-hand experience that, well, let's just say they don't exactly like racing on the dirt all that much. So it should be a very, very interesting race tonight, of course. Last time we were with the Adrenaline iRacing League, it was for that race at Talladega, where we saw some serious championship implications. No doubt going to be seeing many, many more here tonight as we move from the super speedways to get down and dirty at the dirt track.
Yeah, down and dirty is right. As we pull up your list right now, all 18 drivers that have shown up here have put times in. Well, I say that they have at least gone out on to the track, I believe, as we'll look at your best laps here on the screen. And indeed, all drivers have shown at times here. Some of them a little bit slower than others. We got a 19-118 from Trenton Jump all the way down to 18th place, which is Justin Dittrich, who he has a current time of 20.58.
Indeed, a lot of drivers. I think it's easy to say that there is a lot of varying skill levels across the field. Of course, Dietrich isn't the one furthest off the pace. Tyler Tomasi, the driver, he's close to by another 4/10. Tomasi separated by about a tenth between himself and Trenton Jump. Your two championship leaders, though, Ryan Hart and Shane Therian, sitting 3rd and 4th right now, respectively, on the timing charts. Hart's down in 4th with a 4:08, with Therian up in 3rd with a 3:34. Of course, Therian looking to he's looking to work his way up and continue to close in that gap to Ryan Hart to make sure he's got a shot to go for that championship when we get around to, of course, the season finale here in a couple weeks' time.
Yeah, season finale actually next week. So we have tonight, and then that is it. As looking here at season 1 schedules, we have Eldora, and then just to throw things out there, then we go back to Homestead Miami Speedway for the season finale. So, you talk about this track being a crazy, chase race. We had Las Vegas, then we went to Milwaukee, then we went to Talladega. Now we're here at Eldora. So not only are we going short track racing under the lights, we're going dirt racing under the lights here tonight at Eldora. So again, Milwaukee, Talladega, Eldora. Those are 3 totally different tracks here for the chase. And like you said, it's really going to get mixed up when this race is over.
Well, so far we've got about 3 heat races scheduled, but we're only expecting to actually run 2 of those heat races tonight, each of them 10 laps in length, with the top 4 advancing through to the feature, followed by a consolation race, which we're expecting might get skipped over before we move over to a 60-lap feature event tonight. All of this, of course, after a 5-minute 2-lap qualifying session, which will be taking place here in just a couple minutes' time. So, well, 18 drivers looking to get set to go racing tonight as we get closer and closer to when that first green flag will drop for heat race number 1.
Yeah, and I can assure you, these guys are going to love the fact that it is qualifying. You go to your local dirt track, 9 out of 10 times, at least the ones around where I'm at anyway, use pill draw. There is no hot laps, time trials, anything like that. Qualifying, you draw a pill, and it's really just about how good your luck is. If I'm hearing tonight and I'm fairly decent at the trucks on dirt, like obviously Trenton Jump, Gomez, Therian, who again is on a controller here tonight. These guys are fast. I don't know if I necessarily want a pill draw style where I might get stuck behind somebody like Tyler Tomasi. Not saying he's not super fast, no offense to him, but he's obviously about a second slower. I don't want to get stuck behind somebody like him on a pill draw system.
Well, as mentioned, the pill draw system can make things all that more chaotic as well. I think a perfect series that utilizes this system is, of course, the United States Modified Touring Series. Those races are done by pill draw system, and let me tell you, even on cars built for dirt, those races are still chaotic as all heck. So, with the fact that these guys are running qualifications tonight, it should be a very, very interesting race as well. We get set to roll things over to qualifying.
We are about 15 seconds away, and I didn't even do any of my due diligence homework here tonight to find out if we're going to see cautions during the heats. I'm not sure. Typically, you see on dirt, you don't see the cautions on during heat races. But again, this is not a typical race either. So, that being said, we'll find out here momentarily as the course of practice is getting ready to end, as there does checker flag waves, and qualifying gonna be underway here at Eldora. I really, I usually have a pick who I think is going to be the top. I do not have one here tonight.
Well, dirt racing can be such a gamble. There really is no way to possibly really mention about who could possibly get the race win tonight. You really just got to kind of see what's going to come up in the race. And well, it looks like Ryan Hartz is going to be the first driver out on the circuit in that number 3 machine to come around turn number 4 to start in his first flying lap. We're expecting the lap times to be about 15 seconds, but he's already into the outside wall, so he's already botched his first qualifying. So again, if you so much as scrape that wall, you're in for a very rough night. So he's going to bring it back to the pits as we look back now to look at that number 15 truck, who's also on a flyer. So is Logan Braken, the 29.
Yeah, these guys on the flyers right now. Again, during the race, it doesn't matter if you hit the wall too much. You watch the real guys here, and if you haven't watched the real guys here, go watch them after this race. Don't do it now. Go after. Go look up Eldora NASCAR trucks or whatever you want to type in. And those guys out there, the sheet metal people in the shop after have to be furious because they tear some trucks up at that racetrack. We'll see if that happens here tonight. Obviously, it'll be a lot cheaper to repair them as the 15 going to go around. But look at Shane Ethereum as he's actually going to bring it to a stop there. He is your fastest time on a controller right now.
Fast time on a controller with a 19.427, a 19.996 for Logan Braken down in second place with Justin Dietrich in a 21.13, Austin Gretter in a 21.53, Alex Walter 22. Now I actually checked on that. Looks like Alex Walter is still 22.97, but it's going to be Austin Gretter to put himself up in about 5th place with a 21.13. Christian Gomez going up to 2nd place with a 19.776. Eric Stam only good enough for a 24.26. Tanner Johnson with a 26.29. But keep in mind, that's only about half the field. The other half, well, they've had laps invalidated because they've hit the wall, including Ryan Hartz.
Yeah, this is definitely, you do not want to invalidate your lap. It's bad enough as it is. We're having that issue with the overlays, so we can't pull that up. But you really do not want to get stuck behind somebody a little bit slower than you. It can cause you a lot of problems, especially when you don't have a lot of laps to get to the front. That feature race is going to be 60 laps tonight. Compared to what they usually run, 60 laps is nowhere near like 134, 150, 200. But I can promise you this, they'll be probably 3 times, if not more, tired when they get done with this race.
Well, you're basically counter-turning the truck the entire way around the racetrack, because when you're going in that truck, and I've driven actually this truck in the testing session, in this actual, little session here, any kind of throttle input, it's going to send that truck around. You cannot put the foot down by probably more than about half, 2/3 throttle at the most. If you floor it, that's the perfect way to send your truck around in a spin. So we're probably only going to be seeing full throttle racing here for the donuts tonight for whoever wins this dirt race. So I'll tell you what, it is definitely not easy to control these trucks when you're counter-steering it just about the entire way around the racetrack. A lot of these guys, like you said, going to be real tired after all is said and done here.
Yeah, it is definitely going to be a tiring race. Again, right about now, we have just about coming up on 1.5, well, about 1:15 left. We'll say a minute to round it off. Again, having a little bit of issue with the overlays. We do apologize for that. They will be fixed by the actual race here for heat races. But Trent Jump struggling here a little bit right now as he is on his second lap, but there you go, just as I say it, he takes that Bud Light Seltzer number 46 machine to fourth place.
So Trenton Jump could go fourth place with a 19.861. Bronson Stafford has put him up with a 19.812 in that number 61 machine. Now check that, Trenton Jump going to beat him out with a 7.73. So it looks like Bronson Stafford going to have to start on the outside of that first row. Only 25 seconds left to go here in qualifying. I think your grid is just about locked out as it is.
I believe it is. And the interesting call here, we go to the 84, who is sitting on the track. He is just about to complete lap number 1. And this is going to put him pretty much at the tail of the field in his heat race. So I'm not sure on the call here. As there you see right there with the last few seconds he crosses the line. That is going to be a slow time. And I'm not sure on that call. I would not want to be starting at the back. Unless maybe he knows dirt isn't his thing and he doesn't want to cause any issues on the front. That could also be a factor.
Absolutely, it could be a factor. So he's maybe trying to take it easy, take it conservative. And it looks like we are actually going to have ourselves 3 heat races set up here for tonight, Charles, though. And well, for your first heat, it's going to be Shane Therian starting things off on pole position with Bronson Stafford down in second, Justin Dietrich in third, Dylan Browning fourth, Matt Dyer fifth, Justin Teal sixth. Forgive me if I completely butcher this name, which I probably will. Trevor Blythe rounding out heat race number 1. It's going to be 1 7-truck heat and then 2 6-truck heats.
I believe Trevor Blythe is correct on the pronunciation of that one as we get ready to take the virtual green flag here in about 2 laps. A 10-lap heat, 7 cars in a heat race. Here's they're getting ready to do so again. It's different on how you kind of picture this. I know everyone has their own opinion. Some people don't like, 5, 7 car heat races. They want 10 or 12. I like to see about 10 cars per heat. I think it mixes it up a little bit, but for the safety of everyone, and especially their sanity, I think 5 to 7 is a good call here for this heat race.
Oh yes, absolutely. So about 7 trucks going to get lined up so we can get a little bit of a sample here of what the racing tonight will be able to be looked at. Once again, top 4 are going to be advancing from each of these heat races, 10 laps apiece. So we're going to keep an eye on for sure with, Matt Dyer and Justin Teal. Those are the 2 drivers that are likely going to be a little bit more aggressive trying to find their way up through to the front of the field. Just 1 lap to go now before we go green flag racing for heat race number 1 tonight.
All right, and getting some last-minute stuff as we just got it in here, the booth. They slid it under the door to us, knowing that, be on the lookout there for anybody caught wall riding tonight to gain advantage will be DQ'd from the race.
Ooh, so seems like our race control is going to be a bit more strict on that one. The green flag drops though there and off and away, and already these 7 trucks looking very, very squirrely. They're off to a very clean start though, still side by side for second. Justin Dietrich and Bronson Stafford going door to door in turn number 3, and Stafford already up and into the outside wall. That was about to be expected in all honesty, and now Browning getting a bit close as well, but he's going to keep that one under control.
These guys are getting a little hairy out there, not looking as fast as we're used to seeing them either. So that's another thing we're looking for. Usually we see some of these guys going really fast in front. They almost look like slow motion, as you right now see Bronson Stafford, and I'm not sure that is the 00 of Justin Dietrich. It's right there trying to battle. They're going to be 3-1. I honestly didn't think we'd see this here tonight.
wide for second place. These are all for insurance spots, as it's going to be Stafford to pull it out in the corner, but he's going to have to still be on the defensive here from Dylan Brown at that number 12 machine. Browning fighting the inside line, trying to find something to work in that number 12 truck, and all sorts of slideways through the center of the corner. And now Justin Dietrich tried to find something for him, but still we haven't seen anybody actually spin out yet. So this has been a very, very solid race thus far. Dietrich now trying to make something work around the outside, and now going to be having to cut down low potentially. No, he's going to keep it up there and just about get into that outside wall. I'll say one thing though, your race leader Shane Therian, this has all gone his way so far.
It has. Again, we had got the confirmation earlier in this race, unless he has changed out of the blue. I didn't even realize it based on just how good he is, that he is on a controller. Not just for this race. You know, his wheel didn't break. He's been on a controller all season long. And he's out front right now leading this with a dirt race, much less a race, but dirt at that, with a controller. I'm impressed. It's hard enough with a wheel.
How that guy is second place in the championship standings is honestly beyond me, because usually it's the guys on the controls that didn't cause a lot of the incidents. Dylan Browning has found himself the wall though over in turn number 3, and he's got some major damage now on the right side of that truck, so he's just lost any momentum he had. He's in the wall again off of 4. I'll tell you one thing, Justin Teal did manage to pull around him and get that final transfer spot, but it's looking like Teal is going to be able to run away with that now. Potentially Teal might try to go for 3rd place here in the heat if he can make his way up to Justin Dietrich in that Devil Zero truck, as look at the backers of these trucks just stepping in and out so suddenly. Again, these trucks not built to race on a track like this. They run a special spec setup for the dirt racing here. So it's definitely very impressive to see that these trucks, even in real life if you ask me, that they're able to still have a successful race around here.
Yeah, they definitely are. And I was thinking the hood that was different on them is here the white flag is out and go on aboard. And there you can see a little bit of piece sticking out of the hood. So they do not modify these hardly at all. There are subtle differences from the asphalt version to these, but not a lot, as heat race 1 is going to be over 7 drivers, of course. Therian, Stafford, Dietrich, and well, I'm not sure who that other one is, as we Justin Teal going to be moving on to that main event. And again, 3 heat races, still a little surprising. I didn't think we would have all 3. I figured they would combine them into 2, but 3 it is.
It is, and it just means more racing for us to cover as well. So for heat race number 2, only 6 trucks lining up for both heat races 2 and 3. Christian Gomez starting things off on pole, with Logan Brakey down in 2nd place, Austin Gretorix in 3rd, Eric Stamp 4th, Steve Durham in 5th, Evan Coleman running out the 6 truck field today, of course. So, well, there you have it. Looks like we're about to get stacked up, doubling up to steal Brandon Krutz's line one more time from him. Sorry, Brandon, you know I like you. And, well, we get set to go racing once again for heat race number 2.
Yeah, isn't that like the biggest term of endearment when you steal their lines from broadcasting? I think so, but I could be just making that up too. But regardless of whether it is or isn't, what is going to happen is some great racing here in just a moment, as a heat race number 2 on the track, and we are not on lap number 2, as that will reset when we take the green. I'm interested to see how the A main goes a little bit later tonight. Again, so far it's been clean and green. We didn't see too much. We did see some trucks as they get into the outside wall. I'm already gearing up for season 2 when they're going to go to the cup cars, as they renewed today for season 2. So I'm in the season 2 mode already, but we still have season 1 to go as the green flag comes out. 5 drivers are going to be doing it right now. Gomez out front. Here comes Logan Brakey trying to make something happen, and that's Sportsnet number 29.
And 1 truck way to the inside. That's Gretorix, who's going to bounce off the inside wall, and he's lost on the transfer spot. Only 5 trucks actually took the green flag here. Steve Durham was not able to make the call. It would look like so now. Gretorix is going to have to find himself working from 3rd down to 5th. He's going to have to try to fight his way back up to Evan Coleman in that top groove in the number 9 machine. Coleman looking to lock himself into the feature race tonight. Only one truck from this heat race going to find themselves going to the consolation race. 3 wide for the transfer spot for a minute, though. And now it's going to be Coleman versus, Eric Stamp. The two trucks that were just side by side. Now here comes Gredericks, still trying to work his way up there.
Yeah, those Gredericks trying to get there. I'm watching this battle. This is just an awesome battle here going on for third. And right now, it's not even the 9 versus the 53. It's Subway versus Taco Bell. So pick which one you want. Let us know in chat. Are you voting for Subway here, or are you going for Taco Bell? Leave Taco Bell as free delivery. But either way, Taco Bell, that is 53 of Eric Stamp. He's going to smack the wall. So it's going to be Eric Coleman that gets away with the advantage.
And Austin Gredericks now going to be threatening to stand for that final transfer position. We cross over onto lap number 5 for the second heat race. Stamp still trying to find the outside line, but he's going to get into the wall. Kevin to ride along him, though. Glances off it a little bit, but he's still holding that outside line strong. Gredericks still trying to find something along that inside wall halfway now through heat race number 2.
Heat race number 2 halfway down to 5 and left in this race as we go on board with Eric Stamp. And hard lick to the outside wall, and I think that one's gonna do it. That's probably, yep, it's gonna lose him the spot as it's gonna allow Austin Gredericks to get by. A heartbreak if you're that 53 machine. He had it, but he just couldn't hang on to it, and now he has got to fight to get back by Eric Stamp. Gredericks.
Well, the good news is that it looks like just about every driver will be able to make it into the feature event. So even if he doesn't win out here, he's still going to be completely set to go for that feature event. And that's the good news. He's just going to be starting further back than he no doubt would like. He's still going to try to fight, though, on the outside here of Austin Gredericks. Stamp really bounced off that wall, though, trying to find something as he's bouncing off of it again. And I'll tell you what, Stamp has got to get off that wall. It is just not helping for him. The wall is never your friend at a track like this. And there he goes. That's going to be the nail in the coffin right there. Eric Stamp, 360 spin. We keep it green.
We keep it green and going. We go back up to your leader, who is Christian Gomez. Gomez coming to take the white flag this time by. I don't see any reason other than a self-inflicted wound that he will not be in to winner's circle here for heat race number 2. Of course, it looks like based on what we're seeing here, it'll be Brakey, Coleman, and Gredericks that'll be going on to the A main locked in for sure, not having to go through the B, and we probably won't even have the B. We'll see how it's set up, but that is going to do it. Those are going to be your 4 drivers moving directly on. So unfortunate for the rest, but good news, like you said, they're going to make it to the feature regardless.
Another 6 truck is getting set to go. Trenton Jump kicking things off on pole position for heat race number 2. Jared Matteo in second place, with Alex Walter going to be in 3rd, Tanner Johnson 4th, Tyler Tomasi in 5th, and it will be Ryan Hartz rounding out the 6 truck field. And still waiting to see. Looks like we might be waiting here on Tyler Tomasi, who seems to be having some issues of his own. And it will be Tomasi not making the call tonight as well. Unfortunate for him. It'll be another 5 truck heat race for the final one of the night.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. And we'll see if these guys come back later. You know, that is one option. When you know you're going to make it to the feature, you could potentially just not start and then, come out to the back. Obviously, I don't believe he qualified either. So if he didn't qualify and he doesn't start his heat, he's going to start at the back. That may be what he wants. He either thinks he's possibly maybe doesn't possess the skills of dirt, we should say, or 2, he thinks he does, and he wants to hit the front of this field to clear themselves out first. And so we both can agree here, as good as these guys are, dirt is not what they do a lot, and I have a feeling we're going to wad them up at least once at the front of this field.
Oh, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be coming around once we get to the feature event, when everybody's stacked up and everything like that. That's when everything's going to be happening then for sure. But it's going to be Trenton Jump to lead things out to the green flag. We are off and away. Great jump there for Jump, and Jared Matteo all sorts of out of shape, and already 3, almost 4 wide for the transfer spot. Where in the world did Ryan Hartz come from? And he's already put himself to 2nd in 1 corner.
He has indeed. Again, we gotten word that Ryan Hart's had only competed in 6 dirt races. This will be his 7th one. So he goes right from, again, about 5th or 6th to 2nd in 1 lap. Apparently, Team Nexus, doesn't matter what you put him in, they're good.
Well, my goodness, that was certainly an aggressive move as well. And remember, he was actually looking pretty darn clean as well up in this qualifying lap. And the reason why he did his qualifying was because he grazed the wall and had his laps invalidated and never went out for a second attempt. So that is why Hart started so far in the back. And now, well, now Ryan Hart, he's up in 2nd place and he is definitely clear, trying to jump the only truck up ahead of him. So now it's up to Tanner Johnson, who's trying to work his way up to Alex Walter and Jeremy Matteo, but I don't think he's going to be able to work his way there because I'm sorry, but Johnson's only been following back since the drop of the green flag.
Yeah, and we'll see as Jared trying to do something there as Walter trying to work in. We'll see the 51 machine. A little squirmy there, trying to go by again. Real quick, want to apologize for the overlays. We have a single issue we are going to get reported where the overlays want to stack on top of each other. We will make sure they are working for the feature race. It's kind of hit or miss, so we have got it in. We'll get it in again. As Tanner Johnson right now in that number 23 machine, you can look at the side of his truck and you can tell he's been into the outside wall a couple of times, and that is definitely not what you want to do if you want to win this thing.
No, absolutely not, but it goes back to just how difficult these trucks are to control because Eldora is a very, very wide dirt track, but the speed that these trucks can go from the inside to the outside, especially in the corners, is absolutely phenomenal. You know, it's one of the things where it's such a fine line of control that you run when you're driving a stock truck around these places, and it just makes it that much trickier for a lot of these drivers. As we turn our eyes back up to Trenton Jump, who just crossed over with 3 laps to go, going to be 2.5 now down the back straightaway. He has been looking in complete control in this race, stepping that back out honestly to the perfect angle and just riding that cushion, making sure that he can get the maximum number of grip he can out of that truck beneath him. 2 laps to go now at the line.
As 2 laps to go, Ryan Hart's is obviously got a very fast truck. I just don't know if it's going to be enough for Trenton Jump. Tonight may be Trenton Jump's night. We'll see. He's definitely fast with a 19.18 to a 19.26 for Ryan Hart. That is their best lap in this race. Trenton Jump, though, taking the white flag. 1 lap to go. And just like that, Nolan, we have been live for racing for about 22 minutes, and we're just done with heat racing. So a very short night of racing here so far.
Trenton Jump going to come away with a heat race win. It's going to be Hart's 2nd, Matteo 3rd, Alex Walter, he's losing the back end, but he's kept it together in 4th place, which will mean Tanner Johnson down in 5th. Now the big question is going to be, are we going to have that consolation race tonight or not? In fact, we are going to be going to the consolation race. Is going to be a 7-truck field for your consolation race, and this one, well, looks like a few drivers are not going to make it to the feature race here, Charles, because only the top 3 are moving on.
That is right, then that means that is going to be so it looks like about, 14, 15 drivers going to be making it. So here for your final main / heat race, whatever. This is obviously a B main for the heat races as well. It is going to be Dylan Browning, Eric Stamp going to be on row 1, Tanner Johnson and Matt Dyer going to be on row 2, Steve Durham, who hasn't started at all here tonight, on row 3, and 5th, 6th, Tyler Tomasi and Tyler Blythe going to be in 7th. We'll see which of these drivers do start as they are rolling out onto the track, and it looks like all but Tyler Tomasi are going to be starting here. So actually it was scheduled 7, but 6 drivers are going to be starting.
Indeed, so 6 drivers making the call, and only 3 of them are going to be able to advance through to the feature race tonight. So this is going to be the big ticket question. Who's going to find their way up there? Eric Stamp, of course, is going to be looking to hold on to that transfer spot up there in 2nd place. You got Dylan Browning kicking this off on pole. I think the big one here is going to be, though, Tanner Johnson, who is He's the one that's at a real threat right now because he's right on the bubble, and he's got Steve Durham behind him and Matt Dyer on his outside. You do remember, Durham did not make the call for his heat race, so we have yet to see just how well Durham can do in the dirt here. So we'll have to see what that number 10 will be able to make for the rest of this field. The pace truck, though, going to take them through turn 4 and pulls it on off. Browning leads them off and away. The green flag is out.
That green flag is out for the first time here in the B main. 15 laps. Again, that is not a lot of laps for these guys. This is kind of a miniature A main event. Usually you see these about half of what the A main is going to be, but 15, your A main is going to be 60 laps. We don't get to see a long race like that very often as the battle's on for second with the mods and sprints, because they can't run that many. Well, at least some of them can, but some of them can't, like the sprint cars. But right now that battle for third is heating up. As didn't you say 3 are moving on from this race?
Top 3, yes indeed, and Steve Durham, the number 10 car, pulled himself up into the final transfer spot. Now he's actually going to try to pull a slide job here on Dylan Brown. That's going to work out for him. Browning trying to cut back and actually almost made a little bit of contact there, and they are almost 3 wide behind him as well. Matt Dyer in the 84 trying to fight his way up there, working the top line now, side by side behind him for 6th. Tanner Johnson dropping back to last place. Trevor Blythe down in 5th place, just out of the top 5, and oh dear, Johnson, hard slap with the wall. That might just end his night.
Yeah, that's a Bud Light Apple number 23 machine. Well, let's just say this. I wouldn't want to be drinking any of the Bud Light out coming out of that truck tonight, as it's going to be shaking up pretty good. As Browning hanging on to that third and final transfer spot for the moment. We'll keep an eye on that 84, but Steve Durham, he's not settling for anything. He's trying to run down Eric Stamp for the lead. We may have seen a little sleeper here in that 10 machine.
Potential sleeper, yes indeed. So still trying to find his way up through to the front there. So that number 10 machine didn't send the qualifying lap, but now Eric Stamp's up into the outside wall, and that's allows Steve Durham into the into the consolation race lead. And so that's going to be really great there for Durham, who's trying to put himself up and get a first win tonight. Rounding lap number 7 now. And just down the back straight here will be the halfway point in your consolation race. The battle, though, where it's at, though, is going to have to be for that 3rd position, as Trevor Blythe is up in 4th place, and he's trying to run down Dylan Browning to see if he can lock himself into the A main.
Yeah, he's got K-Seal on the hood. Well, he's trying to seal himself into a better spot into the A main, or I say better into it, period. As we mentioned, not everyone's going to make it. I figured they would start about 24 or so, even 20, because we only have 18, but that's not the case. So he's trying to seal his fate into the A main, and so far it's not working out the way he's wanting to, as he is just a little bit behind Browning. Browning needs to be smooth, though, as he gets way out of shape, and that's good news for right now, Tyler Blythe.
Oh, but Blythe got all sorts of out of shape off of turn number 4 and lost all of his momentum down on the inside of the racetrack. So, well, that number 5 truck clearly still struggling for control. That truck almost wanted to snap around on him. Still fighting every little ounce of control he can get out of that number 5, and he's going to have to find something for Brown that quick, but he's going to come up and nearly hit the wall. Now he's going to tag the wall into turn number 1. I'll tell you what, this is not going well here for Trevor Blythe, who is still trying to fight his way up there, but at this point, Browning is just able to run away with that final transfer spot. Yeah,
that is good news for Browning, as he has a 1 second gap. It is shrinking a little bit, but still about a second gap to Tyler Blythe right now. Meanwhile, Steve Durham is out front. No surprise there. We saw Eric Sam get into the wall, and Steve Durham has just checked out with a 2.2 second gap over Eric Stamp. Again, he did not qualify. He didn't run his heat. Comes into the B main. Not sure, if he did it deliberately, maybe just missed it on accident. But either way, he is coming in with vengeance here in the B main, and he is on right now 14 of 15 as we're coming up to the end of this race very soon.
Just a lap and a half left to go now for Steve Durham, who is rounding through turns 3 and 4. That number 10 truck looking to continue to pull away with this lead. It's going to extend out, well, likely going to extend out again, and in fact it does. Another 6/10 on the last lap alone as Durham takes the white flag. Now he's going to come down through turns 3 and 4, and this consolation race is going to be wrapped up in the hands of Steve Durham, who will come away with the heat race win. It's going to be looking like Eric Stamp will take away second place with Dylan Browning locking out your A-main drivers for the night. And looks like Matt Dyer, Trevor Blythe, and Tanner Johnson, they're going home.
Unfortunate for them that they'll be going home a little bit earlier than they planned. Depending on if they like dirt or not, they could be a blessing or a curse. I'm not sure which it is, but either way, a warm-up is underway, and it looks like we're going to have a bit of a warm-up here as we'll see. I stand corrected. The fireworks are going off. We are not having a warm-up at all. We're going straight to the A-main here. Nolan, you want to run through that lineup for us?
I absolutely can. It's going to be 15 drivers taking the grid today. Shane Therian in first, Christian Gomez in second, Trenton Jump third, Bronson Stafford fourth, Logan Breakey fifth, Ryan Hart sixth, Justin Dittrich seventh, Evan Coleman eighth, Jared Matteo in ninth, Justin Deal 10th, Austin Gredix 11th, Alex Walters 12th, Steve Durham 13th, Eric Stamp 14th, Dylan Browning down in 15th place. I think those fireworks are a bit louder than the trucks are here, Charles.
Yeah, I'm with you. They are extremely loud, as I can hear them going off in the background for myself as well. We'll see right now, 60 lap A main. That is going to be crazy, as there is really 15 drivers. It's crazy to think usually, you're trying to get as many drivers as you can into a race when it's something like Atlanta, Texas, Homestead. Coming to the dirt race, we eliminate to get that many.
Exactly. It's one of those matters now where you get these drivers, and of course these are the trucks, so it is going to be a smaller field than normal because, well, just for the fact that these they are tougher to drive, and you can't fit as many of them on the track, so fewer trucks than normal. But, well, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to get yourself ready to rumble. Hold on to your hats, give those belts a tug, and tighten the straps on your crash helmets. Shane Therian looking to get things rolling. It is showtime at Eldora Speedway. The 38 truck going to lead them off to the green flag, which is out right now. We're on the way for 60 laps at Eldora.
Green flag is out. We'll see how it progresses. We'll zoom out there a little bit on the camera just to give you an idea. As you can see, Shane Therian going to take it to the bottom. It's going to be Gomez taking to the top side. Gomez going to take the lead here. Not going to hang on to it, though. He gets the outside walls. Shane Therian still has it. But that battle for third position is still on, but the battle for the lead as well.
Gomez, another slider up the inside, down to the turn number 1 as we take lap number 1, and Therian took the lead in that lap now. Therian trying to throw it again. Here comes Trenton Jump, though, trying to make a move as well. He's going to go up in a second place now. We're looking to be almost 3 wide from the lead here, but Christian Gomez not able to make anything for him around the outside, and now it's going to be Jump versus Therian. 2 drivers duking it out there for the race lead here in your feature event. Jump really ripping that inside, trying to find some way up there. He's going to maintain the race lead here, I'm pretty sure. 1 truck, though, around in turn number 4. That is Justin Dittrich that has found the water barrels right near the pit entry.
Yeah, no cautions so far. He's out of the way. Don't get in that concrete right there. He will definitely spin you. He keeps it going as we stay green. The leader is going to be coming up on him soon. I'm not going to lie, Nolan. When we first heard that we were going to dirt here, and I admit I voted for it because I like dirt, these guys don't run dirt. I figured we would see a bunch of drivers out here that looked like they'd been drinking some of that Bud Light Seltzer or Bud Light Apple out here. That has not really been the case. For the most part, these guys are doing a fantastic job of hanging on to these trucks. They are kind of spread out, but still, to be able to go almost 3 wide is very impressive for a bunch of asphalt guys.
Absolutely. It's not an easy feat for sure, but well, they've been doing a very good job at it thus far. Justin Deal up and into the outside wall. He was actually duking it out with Austin Gretter for a spot. They're still side by side. through turn number 1. Greder is trying to fight his way. This is the battle for 7th, by the way, and just up front, Steve Durham is trying to make something on Evan Coleman. So Durham trying to make his way up there. 3 wide, though. Entering turn 3 behind him. Austin Gregory still trying to go on the offensive as he's duking it out over Bronson. Stabs up to 9. One more truck side with the front straightaway. That's Eric Stamp that's found himself somehow saving it down on the low side for Taco Bell. And my goodness, Eric Stamp probably hoping he didn't eat too many tacos before that one.
Yeah, hashtag Taco Bell free delivery as he was a little free there. He got contact as Wells. He's going to take it up to the high side and almost making contact with the 29 machine of Logan Breaky. Those are 2 teammates, I do believe, as that 53 machine is just not handling like it wants. And it looks like Justin Till spins it out. His night's done, as right now it's all about Trenton Jump out front.
Trenton Jump has been able to pull away with this lead ever since he took it early on. Shane Therian is down in second place, a second and a half behind, and trying to close the gap. Keep an eye, though, on Steve Durham, who is also trying to fight his way up into the top 5. He's currently running 4th place, and well, he just picked up 4th place from Ryan Hartz, actually. Steve Durham's on a mission right now. He's trying to get himself into a podium position. Like he wants to come give us a little chit chat after this race, because my goodness, that truck is on a roll. Finds the outside wall a little bit there, but still, he's not that far off from 3rd and 2nd place. You got to think that, you think there's a shot that maybe he could go for the race win tonight?
Yeah, I've never seen anyone that wanted to talk to us so bad to try to get to a podium, but he is definitely, I think he's got a good shot here. He's definitely got a fast truck. So it'll be interesting to see if he can get to us. As you see there, the leader, Trenton Jump, getting by the 00. I believe that is Justin Dittrich there, as he's going to get by him, put him a lap down. Quicker than I thought we would see somebody go a lap down, other than someone being out of the race here. I thought...
Sorry to cut you off, but there was some contact for 3rd place. Christian Gomez getting the door slammed into him by Steve Durham, who found his way up into that 3rd position there. So Durham getting a little more aggressive now. His next target looking to be Shane Therian just up the road.
And here comes that 3 of Ryan Hartz. He's not quite done yet. He's going to try to make something happen on Gomez, so we'll see if he can do that. We'll keep an eye on that battle as well. As right there you see it. That is the closest battle on the track as of right now. Ryan Hart's going to take it to the bottom side, and he will slide up, and here comes Gomez trying to make something happen. Gomez has just fallen back.
Goes another big shot, but he's going to get majorly checked up here around Dustin Dittrich on the inside, who's staying low, trying to let this group through, and they're finally going to get around him, but they're 3 wide for a brief moment. Hart's going to find the outside wall, but it's neutralized by Gomez, getting a bit too sideways on the exit of the corner. Dittrich still on the inside, trying to let them through, and finally they are both by. And now the closest battle on course is up front with Steve Durham and Shane Therian. Therian currently pulling the inside line, and Durham following in his groove, trying to make his way up there into that 2nd position. He
is indeed, and we'll see if he can do it. And it's getting ever so close, 0.02 for separating them. Contacts made. We'll see again. We expected a lot of contact here, Nolan, as these trucks, you can beat and bang them. Their whole slogan for the truck series is tough trucks, tough drivers.
Oh, absolutely. And while dirt racing is very much a contact discipline, so these trucks, they were built to bang, and well, so was the track, I guess you could say. Therian finally gonna have to drop back and yield to Stephen Durham down in 2nd place. So Durham up into that 2nd position. Now though, here comes Therian trying to fight back on the low side. Durham trying to find the momentum to keep that outside line going. He's gonna be able to pull around the outside line. I think Durham's gonna have that position secured, as he's all sorts of sideways, or way too sideways. Actually finds the outside wall in the middle of the corner. They're both closing in though here to Trenton Jump just up the road ahead of them. Jump has not been able to pull away as much as he would have liked, no doubt, from the start of the series. Only 1.8 seconds separating them from Durham. The work all the way from the back, though. I think that Jump, he might start looking in his mirrors very soon here.
Yeah, and, you talk about these trucks being tough, the driver's tough. You don't see any safer barriers on a dirt track. I've chalked that up to the fact that to race on dirt in real life, you got to be a little crazy. So what's the point in putting safer barriers on a track anyway, right? Right as there, you see, talk about the wall, the 10 gets into it. I hope I didn't jinx him there, but he just kind of bounces off of it. He doesn't do too much, and he is going to keep going. And Nolan, one thing I haven't seen is anybody riding that wall. They do know it will be a DQ if they do.
Absolutely. I think that's one of the deterrents here that's keeping a lot of drivers from bouncing off that wall too much and too consistently throughout the corners. As what we continue to watch that battle close on in, I would like to turn our eyes a little further down the order to the battle for fourth place. Ryan Hart under threat from Christian Gomez. Hart's found the wall a couple times on the last lap. That's allowed Gomez to continue to reel in the gap. He's really pulling that inside line, and that outside line is starting to slick off. You can see, and that's making it a lot less effective. Ryan Hart's still trying to ride that cushion, though, to find something to work for him, though. But Gomez on the inside is looking very, very strong, too.
Yeah, Gomez is fast. This track has really, in my opinion, become the great equalizer here. You see Trenton Jump out front, Steve Durham out front, Gomez there, Hart, Stafford. These guys that you would normally see up at the front dominating a race, not the case here tonight. So, throwing in this dirt track has really become an equalizer for, the league, especially being that we only have one other race after tonight in the chase.
Oh, absolutely. Only one race remaining, so not a lot of time left at all to make something work. So these drivers are knowing that they got to make whatever they can. And right now, Shane Therian is looking to continue to reel in that lead to Ryan Hartz. And right now, he's in the perfect position to do so.
He is indeed, as we're going to be coming up on the halfway point here very shortly. And, while we're kind of spread out here at the moment, not a whole lot going on the track. Of course, we do want to make sure everybody tunes in later on tonight. I'll be behind the camera producing like I should be. And Nolan and Brandon, of course, will be on call for that US MTS race at Lineland Motorsports Park. A very small track at Lineland should make for some very good, interesting racing for the United States Modified Touring Series.
There at Lineland, that'll be very interesting to say the very least as well. So, Durham still trying to pull that outside line as it is a hornet's nest back there. Alex Walter trying to let by Ryan Hartz. Christian Gomez is already through. As right now, this is the closest battle on track is between Gomez and Hartz. As you saw, Gomez bouncing off the inside wall, almost back up into Hartz, and so far Hart's still doing a good job to pull that outside line. As I say that, he glances off the wall. There's been a lot of wall contact recently. Halfway through this race now, and unlike what we usually see, there is no halfway stage break here in dirt racing.
Yeah, no stage caution. I'm not even sure. I assume there's cautions on. We haven't had one. I would be highly shocked unless cautions are turned off for this race. The fact that we go caution-free at a dirt race when these guys don't even run dirt that often, that would be quite amazing.
We have had a few incidents already. I know there's been at least 2 or 3 trucks that have been spun around from the drop of the green flag tonight, but none of them were severe enough to bring out yellow flags. So that's been the case tonight. Austin Greterings, he's trying to find his way underneath. Evan Coleman caught to the outside wall. That's put Christian Gomez over to the wall. And now, well, just as you said that, the caution has come out just past halfway point. Oh, dearie me. That was a big roll over there for Gomez. That was Eric Stamp, I believe, that drove through him there.
It was indeed. We'll go back and take a look at the replay. As you'll see here, this will be coming up in a moment. Go back a little bit further. There's the actual cause of the caution, the 48 and the 3. And then the 53, I'm not sure. He does try to slow up. He is trying to slow down. You can tell. He's turning the truck sideways, and he's slowing up, but he just couldn't get slowed up enough. And just right into the door, as it was door panel to door panel to that 48 with the 53. That is unfortunate for both of them. Hart's looking like he got away from it pretty clean, though.
Well, that's one of the hazards when it comes to dirt racing, is the fact that once you're committed to a line in the corner, there's no bailing out of it, no matter how hard you do. If you try to break or get out of it, you're just going to find yourself shooting sideways up into the wall. He was already up near the wall, so I don't think there was anything that Eric Stamp could really do there. I'll tell you what, though. This is going to really close in that battle for the race lead, though. Remember, Trenton Jump was having to lose that gap to Steve Durham and Shane there, and now Durham, he's in the perfect place to go for the win. This is a lifesaver for him.
It definitely is a lifesaver for him. And getting notification, we apologize on the Facebook side of things for anyone tuning in there. We'll change it here after the race. Apparently we forgot to change the title from last night's race, so we do apologize for that.
Oh, my mistake.
So no, we are not running anything Lucas Oil ASCS or anything like that. This, of course, you know, Lucas Oil might run here, but it's not tonight. So this is the Adrenaline iRacing League here at Eldora, 60 lap feature, and caution laps are counting, and right now it's been heartbreak for a couple of drivers, but I really think if I had to pick a winner here, especially now that we've had this caution, Nolan, I think the fan favorite here, or not even fan favorite, the broadcaster favorite for my pick to win this thing is that 10 machine.
I was going to say the same thing. I think Steve Durham's in a perfect position. He's been on a charge since the drop of the green flag, and well, likely he's going to be able to try to do the same thing today. Pace truck pulls it up, though. We are once again green flag racing. Durham is going to have to try to get a big jump on the field now to see if he can make something work. 3 wide for second down in the turn number 1. Side by side. Contact behind. One truck getting spun round. And that is going to be 2 trucks around now. Austin Gretorix and Alex Walter both sideways in turn 2. But no yellow. We stay. Now the yellow comes out. And unfortunately, I think Steve Durham actually might have just lost the place. Instead, off that restart ahead to Ryan Hartz.
That is not what he wants. We're going back to watch the replay here. Starting, there's the 15 and the 48. They get together, and then the 15 goes around, collects the 63, and the 00 has nowhere to go of Justin Dittrich, and he just pile drives right into the back. You can see where it's dented in right there. That's, again, cautions, breed cautions possibly, Nolan?
Well, I mean, it's honestly been a thing that I've seen time and time again. Again, earlier today in the World 600 for the major series in the European region, I saw the exact same thing there. Cautions do tend to breed cautions. It's a very old adage that's been around just about since, well, the creation of motorsports was a thing. So it wouldn't surprise me if that's what we're going to start to see here.
Yeah, it makes you wonder who went back there in the beginning of racing and saw 2 cautions, or maybe 3, and was like, well, cautions breed cautions. Because maybe, you know, you think if they hadn't coined that phrase, maybe it wouldn't happen.
Yeah, exactly. Not going to happen here today as, well, it's a bit of a shame there for those couple drivers who are effectively going to have their nights cut out for them now. We've only had 1 rollover tonight, which is definitely going to be a bit of a record for a dirt race, I think. It's not often to go with dirt race without having with only having 1 car roll over. So I'll tell you what, these truck guys are on a very, very good start here.
They are indeed, and I'm looking through this field here just a little bit, and I don't see very many, if any, that do not have damage. So, you know, that's about a typical dirt race, especially for the trucks at Eldora. You know, Nolan, you've probably heard it. The rule of thumb is if you don't leave a dirt racetrack with a bent fender, you weren't racing hard enough.
Well, it certainly is the way to feel, and you know, I guess they could kind of go both ways. Because at that same time, if I haven't gotten a dent on my fender, but I won, admittedly, that means I was the best guy there as well. So it can really go both ways. But I'll tell you what, even your race leader right now, Trenton Jump, he's got a little bit of damage himself on that left rear, right on the left rear bumper actually. So it looks like he's going to give Motion there a little bit of a love tap there to the out to his driver's side door. Green flag back in the air. We're racing once again, and now Ryan Hartz picking up second place right out of the gate, but already fighting back is going to be Shane there, and here comes Steve Durham trying to look his way up. He's likely going to try to make a podium position for himself as well.
Yeah, he definitely is trying to make something happen. We got 2 up top, 2 down bottom, jumping there, and up top, Hartz and Durham down bottom, and it looks like Austin Gretorix going to go around. The caution comes out. We'll go back and see what happened.
This one was brought up further in the back of the field. It actually started with Christian Gomez. He actually made some contact down the back straight away with, I believe it was Evan Coleman. Then Gomez, you'll see, got turned sideways. The 15 truck collected him. It was Austin Greners that hit him, and Greners overcorrected and pounded the outside wall. And other drivers that got caught with that were Alex Walter and Dylan Browning, 2 drivers that just got clipped in the middle of all that.
Yeah, and you know, while this is all happening, you've got to be happy if you're a Trenton Jump right now. Well, these guys are getting good jumps and they're gaining spots. Like Hart's gained a couple of spots. However, he, in that 46, Trenton Jump, sitting out there in that Toyota thinking, you know, bring it on, boys. This is less chance I have to tear up this truck, do something stupid and wreck it, and I can stay out front and just pace to victory lane. So he's not going to complain too much. If you're someone like Theory and Hartz, Durham, those guys that have been rocket ships out there too, trying to get to the lead, they're telling the rest of the field, knock it off, boys. I want some green flag racing.
Well, absolutely, and I'm still eager to see if Durham can find his way to crawl up to a podium position here. He's down to 4th place, only lost that 1 spot on the second caution of the night. He was lucky enough to not lose another one to Bronson Stafford, who was looking very, very aggressive in that 61 machine. So I'll have to see what Durham will be able to do here in these closing laps. If he'll be able to work his way back up to the front, or if Ryan Hartz will be able to round out that final podium position. Keep in mind, if Ryan Hartz is able to keep a podium position here, even if it's one behind Shane Theriot, he's in the perfect position to take the title away at Homestead Miami Speedway next week.
He definitely is. While we're about to get the green flag one more time, we want to remind everyone, if you're looking to get lots of more racing action watching it, you can do it right here on the LSR TV channel weekly and daily, as we have all kinds of racing going on, asphalt, dirt. But back to racing action. Look at the battle for second as they were almost 3 wide.
Oh, yes, they are. A little bit of 4 wide action for them in the back, but they're already double file back out here. It was definitely close, though. But, well, it looked like Ryan Hartz got shuffled back in the midst of all this one now. I can see Steve Durham trying to work that outside line, trying to find his way here around Jane Denny's going to get that one done. He's up to 2nd place now. And now, look out, Trenton Jump. Here comes Steve Durham trying to work his way up through the order.
As Steve Durham trying to get it here, is we're going to have 11 laps to go, 10 to go next time by. Durham's lucky number, maybe number 10. That's what it's going to be next time by. He's going to take the lead with contact as Trenton Jump go way, way sideways.
Nearly cleaning out Durham. Good thing he didn't. Now Durham actually has to look out for Ryan Hartz, who has somehow taken back 2nd place. He's made up 3 spots in just 1 lap here. So Hartz on an absolute tear right now. Theriot in 4th place, because he knows that if he doesn't finish ahead of Hartz this race, Hartz is just about won this championship here. So he knows that he needs to finish ahead of Hartz right now, but there's still contact being made. Stafford getting pushed up towards the outside wall. Stafford going to find his way up there, and he's going to be able to secure 4th place off of turn number 4. And now a little bit more contact being made with that outside wall, but for now, Trenton Jump looking to threaten Ryan Hartz for that 2nd position. He's going to drive it up the inside. It's going to be a huge slider there as Trenton Jump works his way up in front of Hartz, who glanced off the outside wall, and that's going to be 2nd place there for Trenton Jump.
Yeah, right now Trenton Jump and Ryan Hartz really close together. As my friend Nick Robin would say, you couldn't fit the Holy Spirit between them. Now you could. You can fit about 2 cars in between them as Trenton Jump is back to the front. You know, I talked about he didn't want to see those cautions. He made that one tiny mistake. Very tiny mistake. Got sideways. That allowed Durham to get by. Now he's got to try to make something happen here when they're going to be coming up, I believe, 7 laps to go right now. That's all he's got to get back to the front.
Oh, and the caution has come out. This could change everything. This one's Logan Brakey, actually, in the back of the field, and this was a self-looking mistake. Got loose all on his own and came down across Evan Coleman, who had just had nowhere to go. Coleman getting completely clotheslined by Logan Brakey. He slid down the racetrack. Well, I'll say one thing, Charles. This has just changed everything here at Eldora.
That has definitely never truer words have been said, as right now you can see that 46 of Trenton Jump. He's getting them tires ready, getting that steering wheel wetter. He's going to grip it tight, and he's going to lock them seat belts down tight as well. He now is going to have, about 3 laps to get back by that 10 tree.
definitely going to be less than 5 laps to go for sure. We're actually 5 to go as of now. So now the question is, will this end under yellow, or do you think we could go for a green-white checkered here? Because Alex Walter going to get that lucky dog on the inside, but I wonder if they're even going to send them green flag racing again. You got to think. I mean, at the best, it's going to be a 2-lap dash.
Yeah, and I believe in the past, at least on asphalt, they run 2 green-white attempts, green-white checkered attempts. So I would imagine they would carry that over to this one as well. As we see right now, the lights are off, so we're going to get the green on lap 58 with 3 laps to go.
3 laps left to go. That's all that Durham has to hang on for. Pace truck going to be leading them down to the to the pit road as Durham looks to hang on to his lead. He is off and away. 3 laps left to go at Eldora. Here comes Ryan Hartz up the inside. 3 wide for third behind him. Now 3 wide for second. Almost 4 wide for second off of turn number 3. 3 wide back for third. But there goes Trenton Jump. Big slider on Steve Durham, but can't make it work. Durham still pulling for that lead with just 2 laps to go now.
2 to go, and right now this race is about as close as it's been, and I think that was the one shot that the 46 had. He has used that truck up just a little bit. He's going to try to hang on, but he's going to lose third. Durham coming to take the white flag. Now it's all about him in the 3. Can Ryan Hartz make a haymaker, send it in, put a stamp on it, and try to win this thing? I don't know if it's going to happen. Jump, though, back to third.
Trying to jump down to third place, but meanwhile, it's going to be a class of his own up front. Big slider for third, though. Stafford puts himself into the wall for 4 wide for third as they come to the stripe. Photo finish for third place. They crash across the line. It's going to be Steve Durham with the race win, and that was a 4 wide photo finish for third place as they wrecked across the start-finish line.
It was indeed. We'll go through results here in just a minute. Let's go back and take a look as Durham's not going to do any celebrating. Let's take a look at that finish as they come to the line. Again, this is for the race finish for third place. What a battle it was.
There you can see Stafford in that 61 machine throwing it up the inside and trying to jump, puts himself into the wall, and look at this. This was actually, I believe that was with 2 to go in there. They're just now on the white flag. Now they're going to be 3 wide for a moment down the back straight through turns 1 and 2. This is where it all gets hectic. Stafford again, a huge slider up the inside, puts himself into the wall and gets shot by Trenton Jump. And there you go, 4 wide, wrecking across the stripe. And somehow Shane Therian managed to pick up the pieces in the midst of all that.
What a finish. Wasn't for the win, but it was for the third place. So we're going to be talking to Durham Hartz and Therian here in just a few moments as we'll get them ready to go. We'll go back to live. Nolan, you want to run through those final results for us before we head over to the post-race show?
I can indeed. Steve Durham, Ryan Hartz, and Shane Therian, your podium finishers for the night. Trenton Jump, Christian Gomez, and Bronson Stafford, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Jared Matheo and Dylan Browning in 7th and 8th. Rounding out the top 10 was Justin Dietrich and Evan Coleman. Logan Brakey in 11th. Alex Walter 12th. Austin Gretorix 13th. Eric Stam 14th. Justin Teal 15th. And behind them it was, of course, Trevor Blythe, Tanner Johnson, Matt Dyer, and Tyler Tomasi. 4 drivers not able to make the feature event tonight.
Definitely unfortunate for them. We are, of course, going to step aside here for just a minute. We'll get ready for the post-race show brought to you by Clan Wars Servers, and we'll be back with your top 3 drivers in the post-show.
They say everything is bigger. These guys down in Texas aren't messing around. This feature race will separate the boys from the men, the girls from the ladies. Can you handle racing 300 laps for $25,000? It's not as easy as you think. We don't stop to tow those too weak. We just push them out of the way. We don't run 20 laps. We run 300 each night. We don't care about what you and your boys have under the hood. Bring all you got. Don't be scared. Call my Cowboy Jack today to get signed up. It all goes down on October 2nd and 3rd in Mesquite, Texas, just outside of Dallas. Kenny Wallace is coming back this year to try again. You don't have excuses. Go to LoneStar600.com now.
All right, welcome back, race fans. We are here with the post-race show brought to you by Clan Wars Servers, the official communication partner of LSR TV. And we have our top three here with us. We've tracked them down in their respectable locations, and we will hand it over to Nolan. Nolan has our third place driver.
Well, third place driver, and no doubt, well, probably the most exciting of the finishers here tonight. Shane Therian coming home with third place, making up, I think it was either 2 or 3 spots in that final corner alone. But we thought Stat would have it for a moment, and then there, Shane, you just came from behind and just swept out from underneath them, and probably made them trip all over each other. Walk us through that final lap.
Well, I just went YOLO at that point because I couldn't gain points on Hards. He's in second, and I know we voted for the track so I could gain points on him because I know how good he was. So final lap, I saw Bronson go to the bottom, so it left me to go full throttle on the outside and then just dive it in, and then I got together with Trump and I just turned right and just kept them together and put us all on the wall so I could finish third. So it was fun. I hope there was no hard feelings, but that was great.
I mean, hey, when it comes to dirt racing, you got to do what you got to do, and you certainly did what you needed to do to get that third place finisher tonight. And well, I'll tell you what, it was a very intense way for you to get that done as well. You did unfortunately start on pole, though. You had a stellar heat race. You just weren't quite able, though, to come away with the victory tonight. Do you know potentially what went wrong there?
Mainly the first heat is kind of a downfall because you start on a brand new track. So when these guys go to heat 2, heat 3, the track's more worn in. They get more comfortable with that line. So when I come back, the track is drastically changed, and I have to just figure it out. And it hurt me. Jump got past me, and I couldn't catch him. That was just he was already used to it because he was on heat 3, so the track was right where he was. So it was kind of unfortunate to start in heat 1 with the track state being at 0. So it's kind of went from there. And then I started catching him, and the caution came out. So
Homestead Miami Speedway coming up next week for the season finale here in the Adrenaline iRacing League. And well, how do you think you're feeling going into the season finale today? You think you might have one more surprise left in store for Ryan Hartz?
Only if he doesn't show up and I win. I think that's the only way I can do it. Hartz has just been dominant all year. There was a point where it was me and him back and forth, but I don't know what changed. But I can't keep up with him anymore.
Well, regardless, hoping that you'll definitely have a good week as well over at Homestead Miami Speedway. Thank you for taking the time to join us today, Shane.
Thank you.
And I believe now, Cody, you're going to be standing by here with our second place finisher, well, who conveniently is Ryan Hartz.
I am indeed. We got Ryan Hartz, driver of the number 3 machine here in his second place tonight, who we got word only has completed about 6 races or so, make this 7 if our math is right, on dirt racing. So Ryan, a very small amount of dirt track racing here for you. How was this race? How was the track? And would you do it again next season if we were running trucks?
At Eldora? And I don't know. I got second out of that. The heat, I think I finished second in my heat. I qualified really, really bad. I hit the wall both laps. And I even had in the back of my mind, I might not even, in the last chance qualifier, like, I figured if I did bad in the heat, I was going to go to LCQ and be bad there and not even make the race. But to finish second, in main feature is unbelievable. Not really good at dirt. And I hit the wall a lot tonight on accident. I tried my best to stay out of it. I am definitely not a dirt racer. I don't really know a lot about it. And I was just trying to run the top all night. I'm trying to be consistent up there. Felt like I did a pretty good job and just worked really hard at the end, tried to get all I got, and about second. But if I don't know if I want to do this next year. I mean, probably get ruined next year. I think I just got lucky with the second place tonight.
Well, good news is you won't have to next year as we go to the Cup cars anyway. I don't think these Cup cars will be too well on this track, so while people have tried to get to do it in the years past, I just don't think it would work too well. But overall, again, not a lot of dirt experience. You came in here, you got the second place. So a good run. We talk about the Team Nexus all the time. Apparently, it doesn't matter where they go. They put on a good run. That being said, we know you got some sponsors and people you got to thank for making it all happen here tonight.
Like you said, thanks to Nexus Esports. They're the reason I'm always front. They have taught me a lot. And thanks to Steve for racing clean. Congrats to him on the win. I noticed he was really, really fast early on, and I didn't even expect it. He was just on my bumper right away in first 30 laps, so he was really fast. So congrats to him. It probably means a lot to him. And thank Jared, my teammate. I was talking to him for race, and I'm gonna thank you guys for doing the broadcast, and it was really, really fun tonight. Enjoyed it.
Well, definitely congrats on it. And that will bring us to your race winner here tonight, as I believe no one has caught up with him.
I have indeed, and well, I think, Steve, it's safe to say that you definitely wanted to come and give us a little chat tonight because you were on a tear throughout the middle of that when, of course, you missed the call for your heat race, had to start 5th place in the Consolation race, came back and won that, had to start 13th in the feature event, and you still came back to win the dang thing. So I think despite a less than optimal start, I think it turned out all right for you in the end.
Yeah, I had some computer issues and missed that heat, and that really killed me and shot myself in the. But first thing is, I love racing dirt. I race almost more dirt races than asphalt races, so that's the first thing, and it's a very humbling win tonight for myself.
Well, I think it's safe to say that you were having yourself a really good time. You were moving out there, you were fighting it out for 3rd place, and then unfortunately you got into the wall, and it was looking like you were going to have to settle for 3rd tonight, but then you had the caution, and I think the caution right now, that plunged the field up, and that is what allowed you to go through and get that win tonight. Is that a bit of a safe assumption there?
Yeah, when that caution came out, it was no holding back then. Just rip the lip on the top side and do what I can, and then drive it, see how I could do, and. Yeah.
Was a very, very impressive drive tonight, that's for sure. And unfortunately, you're not in contention for the championship here in this season of the Adrenaline Ironton League. But apart from that, well, Homestead Miami Speedway, the season finale is coming up next week. And well, how are you feeling going into that final race? Because, well, not a lot of time left, and of course, you're going to the Cup cars next season as well.
I'm just gonna go out, race a clean race with them, have some fun, and just enjoy the last race of the season. It's been a great league to race with everybody here, and it's a great group of guys here.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you have enjoyed yourself. I've certainly enjoyed these few races that I've been able to cover for. And, well, before we let you go then, any sponsors or friends, family you'd like to shout out today? Who gets it done for the number 10?
Well, I'd like to say thank you to the guys that raced me clean tonight. Thank you to all my teammates over my team on TeamSpeak, Eric Stanford, Dave Washington, all those guys. Great group of guys over there. And then all the fans out there, thank you guys for broadcast. And just, I don't have any sponsors to give thanks to, but yeah, congrats to everybody. Good racing tonight. I love Eldora. I love dirt.
And well, that was your race winner, Steve Durham, after a great recovery drive after missing the first heat race due to some technical difficulties, coming home to win the 60-lap feature for tonight. Thanks for joining us, Steve.
Thank you.
All right, well, that is going to do it here for tonight's racing action for race number 1. We still have another race to come up here in just a little bit. Nolan, any final words before we sign off? Grab something to eat and get ready for the US MTS race coming up here in a little bit.
Well, first off, I hope that my pizza gets here soon, so I'll be able to eat in time for that race. Second off, well, it's been a very good season so far, and well, only one race to go, like you said, and it was a very, very good drive tonight from all the guys involved, and I look forward to see what the final race will hold for us at Homestead Miami Speedway before they move from the trucks and transition to the Cup cars.
Well, definitely going to be a good one. And of course, that'll do it here for tonight's race at Eldora. On behalf of the Adrenaline iRacing League, myself, Charles Luden, Nolan Red Bull, Brandon, who will be here in a little bit. He's not here right now, but he will be here for the next race. So we'll go ahead and say on behalf of him as well. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you here in about 2 hours, about an hour and 45 minutes, actually, an hour and 15, something like that, for the next race. US MTS Modifieds from Limeland Motorsports Park for 40 laps with some heat races in there as well. So as always, stay safe, and we'll see you in just about 2 hours.
This broadcast is the copyrighted work of LSR TV and may not be rebroadcast, retranslated, or used in any form without the express written consent of 52 Media LLC and iRacing.com Motorsports Simulations. LSR TV would like to thank you for your support, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast.